how much collective headspace is taken away from the DoD's mission of training and deploying warfighters by manual and inefficient processes. Let me give you just one example. Let's suppose there's an Air Force colonel, Colonel Smith, who recently got stationed at USAFE in Europe. Colonel Smith has moved his family overseas, moved into his house already, and hit the ground running in a command job. He's got a rock in his boot though. He knows that something isn't right with his pay. He's calculated it up and he knows that he should be getting paid more than he is. From what he can tell, his cost of living allowance isn't being paid at the right level. It looks like he's getting paid at the 05 level instead of the 06 level. Now here's his predicament. Colonel Smith is just too busy to take an entire morning off tracking down the finance office and spending a couple hours in the waiting room. He also can't bear the thought of spending an hour on the phone only to hear that there's a form that he has to fill out, sign, and send back in. If he could, he would send somebody in to take care of it for him. But he can't because there's PII involved. So he's stuck, and the problem lingers for weeks. At this point, this isn't just Colonel Smith's problem. His little finance issue could have a significant impact on the entire mission of the Air Force. The 10 to 15% of headspace that this annoying pay issue consumes could have major consequences. Now on a macro level, what do you think the effect is of this easily fixable loss of headspace spread out across the entire million-plus member Air Force? Let's imagine that just 5 to 7% of Air Force service members have a pay issue at any given moment. That's close to 70,000 people. Then let's say that their finance issue consumes roughly 10 to 15% of their headspace during a given workday. Losing that amount of headspace is the equivalent of losing 10,000 full-time service members. That's a huge impact, and the Air Force recognized it. In 2020, in the beginning of the pandemic, the Air Force partnered with us at Idea Entity to develop an automated system that streamlines financial customer service for its entire force, to include the Air Force Reserves and the Air National Guard. So today, when Colonel Smith realizes that he has an issue with his COLA pay, he can quickly go into the Comptroller Services portal and submit an inquiry. He simply clicks on creating an inquiry, puts in his government ID number, his rank, his phone number, so that this ticket can be tagged to him and he can be contacted if need be. His base and unit info is already locked in so that his request is routed to the right finance team. Next, he just fills out a quick form detailing his problem. In the subject line, he types, "I've got a COLA issue. Military pay here." He clicks on this drop-down menu and finds COLA, and then just types a quick message saying, "Hey, I think I'm getting COLA pay at the 05 level and not at the 06 level. Please help." Then he clicks submit. It's that simple. Once he submits his ticket, it immediately shows up in the finance office's queue, and Colonel Smith can see that it's been received. More importantly, he can check back in whenever he wants to see that his ticket was opened and who it was assigned to and when. He can even chat back and forth with the pay technician, all within the system. With the ticket submitted and knowing that it's being worked on, Colonel Smith immediately gets back that 10 to 15% of headspace so that he can focus on his job. With the Comptroller Services portal, the Air Force could very well have increased its impact by 10,000 people.